Either that or Sentinels. But yeah, we're gonna have to check Twitter a little bit later on. But for now, Nova Esports versus Rad Esports. I would imagine that they have to take out Mantis, take out that Rescom, take out the Torch, the Human Torch. That's going to be a very, very annoying character to have to play against. Oh wow, okay. So Nova Esports is going to save Luna, and Loki's going to be saved by Rad Esports, probably. Okay. I mean, they gotta save. Yeah, that's going to be Loki. Loki right
okay,
there.
Hold on. Let's have a look here. Let's see what's going on. A lot of strategists on my screen.
Okay.
As you said, Rad, locking out the Mantis, locking out the Cloak. Going to protect Loki for themselves. Human Torch potentially going to be a selection as well, and it's going to be banned out. Yep. Once again, no Human Torch in this series between Rad and Nova Esports. Is it good?
It's good.
It's good.
Because I think they have so much respect for the opponent's torch.
That's true.
Yeah, you might as well ban it. Because like the moment you see the opponent bans Human Torch, it's like, yeah, that's you're doing it. We might as well just have to do it as well.
This is exciting. Nova has banned and protected Magneto, denying Rad from playing Magneto. I wouldn't say that's too much of an issue because Nova do have the as they self-proclaim, the Von, the Mag Lord. Exactly. So that would be the well-known one when it comes to Nova. But you know, Rad do prefer, you know, the Captain America, the Venom, you know, the Dive, Vanguards, a bit more in your face, ready to, you know, change the pace. But let's see how it unfolds. Again, Luna Snow protected for Nova, but Luna Snow banned for Rad.
I don't think
to see how it all unfolds. No Mantises here today, no torches. The mirror bans are there. Again, that kind of does shut down a majority of the potential of Fantastic team-ups to show up, including the Thing team-up and the entirety of the Fantastic Four. Yeah. But that also shuts out the Karmic Revival team-up, the Guardians Revival team-up.
That's the dangerous one.
That is the real dangerous one currently in Marvel Rivals Ignite. I will tell you though, I would love to see some fantastic action.
Yeah, I would love to see that too.
Give me Reed Richards, come on.
Let's go. But I was about to say, like, even if they ban out the Magneto, right? It doesn't really matter because we've seen, trust me, on the Venom. We've seen him on, he's also more than capable of playing Groot, right? So, honestly, it doesn't really matter. As long as he shuts down the heal from reaching Nova's front lines, that's it. Vaughn or Yesing, you can come in, but you won't make it out alive.
Oh, too true, Nella. Let's get into the action right now. Okay. Let's see how it all unfolds right now. Yixin on the Captain America, putting in the work. Emilio back on the Phoenix. Mission unlocking now. Let's see how this area turns out for everybody. I'm excited to see Trust Me on the Groot. The absolute tree trunks are flying right now. Feeling exciting, being able to strangle them and bring them in. Oh, Naga in disguise with a kidnap taking them. Hey, Rajario taking out Boba right there. The hammer takes down the Psylocke. We're going to see Wolverine slashing it up right now. Naga pushing forward and making it happen. And from what I can see, Rad right now do have the first amount of percentage on the board.
I love it. The instant change onto the Wolverine. Bobo definitely knows that he has to play this, has to make that change, adaptation on the fly. And right now, just going back into the spawn point. It's only 20% in favor of Rad Esports, but Nova still has an opportunity to come and snipe this away. The kidnap has to be on point, but look at the Wolverine from the side of Naga, just trying to wreak havoc on the back lines, just trying to kidnap the tanks as we speak. Ooh, just trying to deal damage as the Phoenix onto the back line, building up momentum, but now Bobo finding value on the Wolverine onto Retro.
Oh, it was blocked by the Phoenix!
Beautiful!
What did the Inside Socket Photo block the Meteor? What? That is the first time I've ever witnessed that!
On competitive level, that was insane, but the action continues. The last stand onto Fade. Bobo's gonna take out Fade. That's gonna keep the balance is shifting towards Nova Esports right here. But my goodness, Rad Esports falling like dominoes. Bobo doing God's work right there, taking out two of them, and now they've taken over the spot.
They've taken it over. They got some percentage on the board for Nova Esports right now, making it happen with 3, building up to another. And Song Inferno. Amelia closer though with 50% on the line. 13%, 14%, 15%, climbing nice and easy for Nova Esports. Rad got the 59% mark. They're feeling confident they can come back with a last stand from Naga on the Wolverine to try and bring the pressure and make it happen. Naga trying to get a bit of a kidnap. Does see Uwu on the sidelines. trying to get an angle, seeing how they can all unfold. Getting sneaky with it, taking to the skies, going for a slash, into the coach on the last stand! Does a lot of damage, he does manage to get through two, trust me, taking out the Captain America. Level 1 Crook taking out Bonk, so that's a trade. Both Vanguards down. That's going to be a 1-to-1 for both squads right there. Looks like Rad almost had enough pressure to capture a backhand. Bobo's going to hit the big slashes from the Wolverine claw action, making it happen. Mutant Madness right there. And there it is, Uwu taking out level 1 Crook. And Nova Esports are still climbing in their percentage right now and are going to match Rad to that 50% mark.
That was one angry Wolverine slashing away at the lines of Rad Esports, and now Nova looking to retain that position a little bit longer. But Rad Esports, they're trying to make something happen. They do have an ultimate on Melio, but right now is a matter of just picking up the ultimates, building it up as much as possible, just take over the point with a decisive win. But Bobo trying to do a little bit of kidnap, but the Captain America is a little bit too slick, a little bit too agile on foot. You're not going to be able to catch him much there, but right now, one Meteor M, who's he going to be able to catch? No! Level 1 Crook!
Inferno! Right there from Emilio. Invisible boundary set up by Clem right there into the Eternal Bond from Fate. Both strategists clawing their heels into their team right now. But wait a minute, 95% for Nova Esports. Right now, Rad, they're going to take it into overtime, try to contest, try to hold it down. Ranjario has the Sonic Seduction ready to go. Ranjario is going to try to make it happen very soon. Naga's ready with the Sarlacc on the sidelines, trying to get down to business. Emma is going to go straight for Steve Rogers right there. Going for it right now. Captain America v Captain America right now. The dance has begun from Lunar Snow. Everybody's sustaining. Everybody's trying to make it happen. Everybody's going in. The overtime sticking off. Uwu on the side. Kick steal from the kidnapping. Wolverine right there. Does enough damage to that clip to clean house on Rosario right there. The Sue Storm putting in the work. Overtime sticking down and out. Is anybody there to contest? It's going to be a final destructive struggle from Rad right now. Nova have the power, have the potential to capture this. They do have the numbers, they do have the lead. Bobo gets two, and there it is.
Bobo on the Wolverine. That switch was definitely godsend at that moment. Best decision on the fly, and that's how they were able to sustain the spot, and they just went right to 100% from that spot onwards.
Storm through, capped it back after a 50% loss in the lead, and took a 0 to 100 for their own percentage.
Look at their face, man.
Oh, they're feeling good. Oh, they're feeling good.
They're feeling good, but it's like, okay, we're pretty chill.
They're trying to keep it calm because they know the cameras are on there. But I know inside they are screaming just because I am screaming just as much right now.
God.
And that is exactly what I want. Come on. Show some signs of life right though.
Exactly.
You can't let that just go through your hands right there. You gotta pull through if you want to keep in the game. This is a decider. This is also the final elimination series of the play-ins. One of these teams is going to be joining Envy into the top 8 going tomorrow. Going hard in Marvel Rivals Ignite in the mid-season finals. Let's see how it unfolds. We're rolling out again on Charter Space. We're going to a map that I believe is one of the generally most well-designed maps by the Marvel Rivals devs. This map, based on damage output from both teams, it slides. And when things slide, you don't know how it's going to divide when it comes to the expectations of your team. But Glover's on the high ground for now. Yexen's going to try to get some flank scouting around as Captain America as we move to where the mission area will unlock.
Yeah, exactly. You can see Rad Esports already has a foothold onto it, even though mission has not unlocked yet. But now Bobo is coming in with the swing, trying to get someone on the fly. He has the last stand available to use if he wants to, but Bon XL being the sole vanguard right now, just trying to make that move onto the mission area. The action gonna be coming in. They're just saving up the ultimates, rotating level 1. Already has it! And no, the Meteor M is not gonna get anyone, but yes, he's gonna be able to take out Fate.
It clears enough damage for Bobo to take out Naga. Bobo putting in the work on the Wolverine, backed up by the Headslong Inferno. The Phoenix, the Wolverine, the Mutant Madness, the duo potential is just enough, but not enough to capture, as Rad are the ones in the lead when it comes to capturing. We still don't even have Mission Area fully captured yet. Bobo gets another pick, taking out Rosario. The Yexen side by side with Bobo. They're pushing forward, they're holding it down. They're old war buddies, they're doing it up. That's Captain Wolverine. They got Voxel with them in the front lines. They're holding it down. That's the Magneto, that's the Phoenix, that's the squad of Nova Esports. And they finally get some percentage on the board.
My God, Bobo is a god on the Wolverine, just slashing through the front lines and just dealing so much damage. And this is just absolutely insane. But Red Esports still has a chance to come back in this game. They still have the Dice of the Butterfly on Naga, and of course the Eternal Bonds that will be able to keep them alive. Rojaro with the Psionic Seduction ready to use if they really want to engage onto the team. But right now, Bobo has to be really careful. Dance of the Butterfly being initiated first, but that's going to try and keep them all alive. Ghost, right now the duration might be over a little bit soon, but they're already fighting, clashing into each other. Eternal Bond being used, but now Psionic Seduction trying to silence all of them. Oh no, trust me, it's going to end Clan B. Von XL is going to go down next. Red Esports taking them down one by one. Bobo trying to fight his way into the lines of Red Esports, but that's not going to happen. And Yeshin is going to join the rest of the team back in the spawn area, Liger.
There it is right there. 50% on the board for Red. They show signs of life and they get themselves back into this domination map today. Rad now have the Freedom Charge ready from, trust me, Milio ready with the Ensong Inferno, closer than ever to the other 4 ultimates as well, but Nova have the lead with 3 ultimates, the last stand, the Invisible Boundary, and their own Ensong Inferno. Speaking of Ensong Inferno, he doesn't need it because Ruben's going to go to pick right there, nice and early, put it in the work. Milio's going to return the favor, taking out both Phoenixes, putting in the work, Ensong Inferno this time from Uwu, and it does manage to push back Rad just a little bit, and we do see Milio holding that Ensong Inferno in the skies right now, crashing it down. Didn't get the value they needed, but it did zone them, and zoning is just as important in domination because you're bailed in that percentage. Milio knows that they had that lead, and now, because of that holding of the Ensong Inferno, they grab 2%.
Okay,
Wolverine goes for a grab.
Yeah, he's going to wait until he's reached probably a little bit closer to 100%, but no, he's going to initiate right now. He's not going to get anyone, but it doesn't really matter because the Pharaoh Claw is going to be used to slash through the opponent's lineup. Bobo is going to suffer in the hands of Trust Me, and now he's going to 5v6. Now the defensive support ultimate is going to be used up, but they are just pushing Nova out the line. And look at the comeback coming in. Milio taking out Clan B, Naga taking out Uwu 3. They are getting pushed to the corner. Nova Esports falling one by one right there. Liger, Red Esports showing life.
One after another, showing life is what we want to see. 85% climbing for Rad. Nova Esports got to make it quick, got to make it fast, got to make it happen. Yexen's the cap that can make it there. Will anybody else be able to speed? 10% climbing, 10% left, 8% left. Yexen's going to have to try to make a charge, a freedom charge, a charge for the ages to try to keep the contestant going. Is anybody going to make it? Is anybody going to do it? Yexen does. Overtime kicks over. Let's see how Nova Esports hold it down. The fire, the power, the Ensong Inferno is online for Milio. It's going to be Naga takes out Ghost. Ghost at the same time. A Magneto Milio is charged up. It crashes down. And that does mean with a Dance of the Butterfly, Naga gets Bobo, Yexen falls to level 1 Crook, the boundary is up by Clem, and there it is, Sustain and Pain is a game that we are witnessing right now. Uwu 3 taking out Naga, they're on the point, overtime's ticking over. Red have to hold this down to claim this round and keep themselves in domination, but if Nova take it here, if the Kraken is impactful, if Yexen hits that freedom charge, they will have the power. Look at the reset from Milio. So technical with the Phoenix. Majoria, 1 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of Nova falls to Red. Overtime sticking out the final last freedom charge from Yexen trying to stall it. That's a Captain America good. The portal is there from Bobo. Ghost could follow suit. Clem could make it, but it's not enough. And Red keeping alive and capture the second round of Hell's Heaven. We're going into it to the cider.
What a game we're having, ladies and gentlemen. Red Esports coming in strong in the second game, showing why they are the ones to beat, especially in today's matchup. So Red Esports just coming in, I don't know, Liger. It just feels like they just popped off. Naga just popped off. Everyone on the side of Red Esports just popped off. Yeah, and it feels like they found a way to shut down the Wolverine.
Oh yeah.
And then forces him back to the sidelock. But, well, Naga's back on the sidelock, and it just counters them so hard at the very end.
Oh yeah, definitely. This is exactly what I wanted right now. This is what I wanted. I told you earlier, Nelo, when we get that sidelock mirror matchup, we are in for a show. And that's what Rad and Nova are going to put on for us right now. I'm excited to see how this all unfolds. Let's get into it, shall we? Milio is on the Phoenix Force, ready to go. Ensong Inferno is online. Trust Me Freedom Charge 2. Level 1 Crook with the copy. Cat, Loki, Mischievous Ultimate is online as well. Rosario ready as well with the Sonic Seduction. But Nova do have that Kraken impact. We haven't seen yet. We need to see that big Kraken impact. it always goes off and it's armed and dangerous, and I want to go again and again. So come on, Uwu 3, give us the impactful Kraken.
Exactly, and with the Loki on the other side, it could make things a little bit easier with the clone as well. But right now they are contesting the battlefield even before it's unlocked. You can see that Trust Me is just trying to bully his way in, just bulldozing over the way into that small opening, not allowing Nova to have free reigns. Look at that. They're going to force out the fate of... They're going to use the fate of both worlds just to try to come in, but Rajaro ready to respond with the silent seduction, and right now they are going to beat the trade-offs of the ultimate coming in, and the Phoenix, my goodness, just melting away the backlines. No casualties just yet, just the trade-off of ultimate. You can see that they're still building up a lot of damage. Naga trying to snipe off the backlines. The dash into the fly! Will it be able to catch anyone off guard? The answer is, oh my god.
The answer is kind of yes, actually. It did get a bit of value. I won't lie. He actually kind of did a bit of work there. And on top of that, Boba still managed to follow suit, taking out Naga after that absolute dance, which does mean 20% is climbing for Red. Nova do manage to, you know, get back here, do a bit of regrouping. Bonks are still on the point, trying to contest. Rad's there to meet with him. Fate's got the Eternal Bond online, Nilo. And most importantly, the fate of both worlds goes to the next ultimate online for Nova.
Yeah, they'll be able to use that ultimate when they need it at the very end. And Ghost already has it, instantly uses the fate of both worlds, just trying to keep the team alive. Emilio just trying to find that upper hand onto the high ground, just trying to pull it. Yeah, but right now, they gotta be really careful. The team fight is gonna be going, the clash happening right there. Bobo just trying to get into the heat of the battle, but he has to be really careful right now because he's so low! My god, the Phoenix blowing them off! Level 1 Crook taking them out as well, and Emilio with a triple elimination. Only Yeshin is left, the Freedom Charge just to run away from the area, Liger.
Unbelievable, burning out the Freedom Charge was ecstatic. Emilio hitting that first. Double KO from the Ensong Inferno, leading into a triple KO clean up right after that as well. Excellent, excellent from Emilio right there. Finally getting some... Look, I'll tell you what, Ensong Inferno, it's been thrown all day long, but I've wanted to see it actually take some people down. That's finally got from Emilio. But Jario's ready as well with the Silent Seduction to group them up and bottle them up, and Nova's going to not want to be caught between that again.
Okay.
85%.
The battle of the sideline.
Looks like Boba.
Oh, Naga! Taking out Bobo, and there's going to be 5v6. The Eternal Bond is going to be used up in this small area. It's such a beautifully executed Eternal Bond, but the Silent Seduction by Rajaro trying to put the nail onto the coffin, and the dance of the butterfly by Naga pushing Nova Esports away, and the overtime, it feels like they're just pushing them out, but Nova Esports fighting back hard with the sustain from the Fate of the World, and Von XL taking out level 1 Crook, slowly taking out everyone else, but Red Esports taking out 3 of Nova Esports, and it seems like they will be able to take the point.
And there it is! Final KO from Bobo, and there it is. Hell's Heaven for Rad.
Nova starting off strong, but Red Esports going hard and strong in the second part, the third part.
Oh yeah.
And finally getting that 1-0 head start.
Woo! Absolutely ecstatic performance on Hell's Heaven right there. Crook putting in the work on the mischievous Loki. I expected nothing less. Absolute Asgardian cinema right there. That is exactly what I want to see.
I love that.
Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
For that first map, Rad do get the dub on domination. Now, which means Nova do have the map selection. Let's see what they decide.
That's true. That's true. Will they play into the hands of Red Esports and finally allowing Red Esports to get the 2-0 over Nova Esports? Or will Nova Esports be able to turn it around in game number 2? Because obviously it felt like Nova Esports had the right moves, coming in strong with the Wolverine Pharaoh slashes just going into the battlefield, just taking, putting up so much damage. But it was quickly countered. They adapted so well. They adapted so well towards what Nova had in plan. And honestly, Bobo might have a lot of final hits in that game, but the sustain on the side of Red Esports was just more than enough to eliminate them one by one. And when that happens, when the first domino falls, everyone else just falls soon after.
Yeah, that is exactly what can happen. You know, and I gotta say, it's nice to see a strategist MVP.
Yeah.
It's nice to reward our strategist W, all the strategist players out there in the world. Thank you.
My God, thank you.
Keeping us alive. We appreciate it. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Don't ever say GG no heals.
As a thing player, I love to stop. All right, but I'll tell you what I love more. I love these absolute legends on the TV, on our screens right now, putting in the work and making it happen here. Now, we could potentially win this our last map of the day very next up. That
That's
could
true.
be exciting.
That's true.
I'm curious to see how it unfolds. Nova do have map selection. Curious what they'll choose when we go into this. What kind of map will gain them favor? I'm curious what Nova does. They do bring out Magneto a lot. They do also have, you know, the Psylocke in their pocket, but it seems to be like Rad also have those as well. So what do they have that Rad don't have? How can they bring that out?
I find it very hard to put it in the sense that Rad has something that Nova doesn't. But if there's one thing we can point out is the versatility of Rad Esports, because the reason why they had to ban the opponent's Magneto and saving it in the first place was because Von XL is pretty much a one-trick Magneto. Yeah, I mean, this shout-outs to 2DM, the Chinese caster, right?
Yeah.
He said that Von XL is pretty much just on Magneto 100% of the time, and I believe one of the best, if not the best, Magneto in China right now. So I think that's a very good reason, because when that happens, you have one less ban and one less save to work on.
So here's my theory.
Yep.
To enable a Magneto, what do you need? You need to get rid of the shields.
Yeah.
You need to get rid of the cover.
Yeah.
You need to make sure the Fate of Birthworlds isn't online. Even though the Maggo can fight through it, I've seen times that the Fate of Birthworlds does sustain through that Meteor. And why? Because people aren't powering up that Meteor. So how do you power up the Meteor? How do you bait them into powering it up? How do you shut down those shields so that when we see the Meteor M, the Maglord, that is the Bond, can actually go to Dunk City and take him down? That's what they need to do right now. That's what Nova needs to work on. If they're going to work around someone who's a specialist, someone who's a bit of a borderline one trick, we'll say, they need to enable them. That's how you extract the value from somebody who's a specialist.
Exactly. And honestly, I feel like the whole team was just doing so much. It just ultimately comes down to the ability of, how do you put this, trust me, and Rajaro was just absolutely insane. You barely see him die, get eliminated in that game, and the shield position as well. And when you see the Emma being played on the side of Rad Esports as well, the shield going up just to cancel off the Meteor Ram, that was absolutely insane cinema as well. So I feel like coming into this game, Rad Esports can feel a little bit more comfortable because it is their forte when it comes to pushing cards. Like whether it's convoy or conversions, they can feel pretty comfortable. Whereas Nova Esports, I think domination was pretty much their strongest bet in getting one win over Rad Esports.
Oh, okay.
I feel like that was their chance.
Interesting. Interesting. That is exciting to see. Okay, well, Nova. In for an interesting one over there. Let's see how it unfolds. Rad in the lead. This is exciting to see how it goes. I'm curious. I'm very curious. Now, what I want to know, going into this next map, the teams are, you know, getting ready, getting righted up. We're going to see that map selection from Nova. What I want to know from you, Nova, when it comes down to these moments, when it comes down to this elimination moment, you know, if you were a player, what are you thinking in this moment? You're up for elimination. If you're Nova, if you're Rad, what do you think you would do to talk to your team, to try to rally them? Let's talk about some sportsmanship. What do you think you would say to your team in this moment?
What I would say to my team if I was in Nova would probably be very different to what Clem, which is the band picker for Team Nova, would say. He would probably say something like, let's just chill and play our best. For me, I'll probably go a little bit more like, I'll say, you know what, don't mind, reset, and let's just get our head in the game. Let's have fun, and let's just leave the best impression of what our team can do.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that.
I think that would work as a motivation. But for Nova Esports, simply because they are pretty chill, but against a very headstrong team, right? The one that is just burning to win.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you probably want to give them the heart love.
I think you need to fire up. I think if you're down and out for elimination, I think if you're going to be down and out for elimination, you need to get fired up.
Lock in.
You need to lock in. If you're going to get done up and dusted, you got to fight with every might that you possibly can. You cannot go out without putting everything absolutely on the line right now. This is the final chance for Nova to get a win and keep them in the running to stay in this best of 3 series. But if Rad take home a second map, they do claim themselves that final 8th slot into Marvel Rivals Ignite tomorrow. Now, we are here in the mid-season finals. We're at the playing stage. Level 1 Crook did get the MVP on Hell's Heaven, putting in the work. 42,000 healing, my goodness. And even get some chaos to spare. That is exactly what I expect from a cheeky Loki.
Yeah, exactly. Level 2 Crook, like what you mentioned, and they won this game, and they won the next. If they win the next game, that's gonna be a level 3 Crook right there.
Yeah.
I mean, this is definitely a tribute towards all the strategist mains out there.
Oh, yeah.
As we watch the replay, you can see that Bobo actually did an amazing job. The kidnaps happening and the last stand just taking out the strategist when needed. You can see Fate going down, the slashes going in. It's just dealing so much pressure on the front line. And I think that was ultimately what led to Nova winning that first round. But yeah, you can see Bobo just slashing away. Like, wow, what can you do in the face of such ferocity, right? But when Rad Esports just locks in the second game with Melio, with Nagas, Psylocke, I think the rush as well, like trust me on Captain America, Rejaro's Emma's Psionic Seduction was just on point. I feel like the Emma was also very vital. You can see just silencing the ultimate at the very end. I think it really just messes with the flow of what Nova Esports was trying to rotate with the cooldowns.
Definitely. Look at this. I mean, look at the power from the Phoenix. Melio, so much value.
Ooh.
Understanding, such a new hero at such a high level. Look at that again, Melio, with the Insong Inferno double KO right there. Bobo, the 1v1 within the Psylocke. I love this. This was epic. I honestly thought this was Bobo's, and then, whoa, Naga hit the flash dash slash and crashed out right there, taking it done. Bobo again on the Psylocke, putting in the work. Vongso in the backline, taking out Crook. I love replays. A big W to the production team. I love highlights. I love to remember the best of the best moments and how exciting it was. Now, let's see how it all unfolds in this potential final matchup. That's right, it isn't over. But I'm saying that because I'm trying to give a bit of emphasis that this could be it. This could be the last map of the day. But that's up to Nova to, what I believe, change the sacred timeline. You know, go to the TVA, have a little chat with Loki. You know, it's time to break the sacred timeline for yourselves, Nova. Because if it is the sacred timeline, if it is the prediction of many people out here today at Marvel Rivals Ignite, they said Rad might take it to the grand finals.
I mean, yeah, that could definitely be.
Rad has been a very vocal favorite for some people. So.
Yeah.
To see that they are in a position where now they could potentially be eliminated, it's pretty crazy to see, I won't lie, after how much I've heard about Red throughout the past week. But Nova, dark horses of the tournament, now's their time to prove that their unchecked, unrivaled, unresearched strategies are out there to claim victory here in Marvel Rivals Ignite. I want to see if they can show that aggression that we've heard so much about. I want to see if they can bring out something other than just the Magneto. I know they will play the Magneto, but I want to see someone else stand out. I want to see something unorthodox. I want to see something special and exciting that can ultimately change the tide and keep them in the running.
Yeah. The thing is, I would just go back to the point, right? I mean, it's just down to versatility again, because if Von XL only plays Magneto, they would pretty much know what they can do to counter the rest of the team, right? So if Von XL is just gonna stick to Magneto, that opens up a lot of opportunities for Rad Esports to counter, and not to mention their two Vanguards, Rojaro, trust me, they can play almost anything.
Okay.
Right? They have the Groot, they have the Captain America. Even if you want a safe bet like Magneto, that's also up for the tables for them. So I feel like ultimately it's just the matter of versatility. One trick is very good if you want to get the proficiency all the way up, but you kind of need, in this high level competition, right? You kind of have to have that versatility to deep character pools to play in order to play around and adapt towards what the opponents are trying to do.
Okay, I see. All right, it's going to be very interesting to see if they do hear your advice, Nima. I hope they can hear you from afar.
Hopefully.
Because they need to, a bit of telepathic connection, a bit of psionic seduction from you today. That's what I want.
This would be the last game they play.
It could be, but I will say, going into Symbiotic Surface again, going back to Clintar, Nova or Rad, who does better on Clintar? The kind of picks they make, Magneto, versus the Venom. They have the Venom. I feel like Venom's better on Symbiotic Surface. Lore advantage, and generally the map is wider and he can swing around and get a lot of value. Magneto Meteors do have some high ceilings to work with though. That is true, and they can absorb a lot of damage because that tunnel at the very start of the map, everyone's just throwing damage in. Pop up a meteor, which within 3 seconds it can be fully charged, especially in that, you know, that nice little hallway where everyone can just absolutely decimate and put a lot of damage out. Now, going into this, we know we've got the Maglord from Von, but I actually think this Clem is actually someone that could be very surprising right here. I'm waiting to see that very pivotal Invisible Woman pull. I've heard about the pulls. I've heard about this. I believe maybe Clem was one of the first players out here to bring out the pull tactics from Invisible. Most people use the push, pushing people away, things like that. I'm curious to see if maybe we could see some of that aggressive Invisible Woman we've heard so much about. Some of that Sue Storm action, you know, maybe a bit accurate to the new movie. Something exciting would be very cool.
Yeah, I mean, we love seeing an aggressive support, but unfortunately in this meta, right, and the way things are working right now, an aggressive support might not be the best fit in this situation, because you want your support to be in the back lines, being safely tucked and healing, right? Providing that support at the back lines, healing your front lines, right?
They won't be safe. When Naga's diving, when you got, trust me, on the Venom, when you got the Psylocke, it's a lot of pain. Curious to see how.
That's true.
Maybe. You know what, actually? You know what? If you can keep him safe in the backline, that's good. If you can shut down the dive, that's also good. If you can do both at the same time, that is optimal. What Nova wants, even better.
Exactly, yeah. But you were asking, right, like between Rad and Nova Esports, which team would be playing better in this map? I would say Nova might has the slight disadvantage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Simply because Rad, they could pull off a few strategies that can fit the situation. Like, for example, they can already play more they have a more Vanguard choices compared to Nova, right? And you can play Magneto all you want, right? But if they can figure out the pinpoint target action by Von XL in the middle of a team fight, I mean, yeah, you can get a dunk, you can probably miss, and even if you hit, minimize the casualty. Yeah, I think they can do a lot more in this situation. But Nova does have that firepower. So I think that puts that... if Bobo can continue to wreak havoc, get more final hits, I think they can slowly build up the advantage into Nova Esports. But if Bobo fails to get that pressure up, I think Rad Esports is going to run over them.
Yeah, look, you know what? I'll tell you that. You got to be careful. It's all also about the mental warfare and the game in itself.
It is.
Psychologically preparing yourself for a LAN event is a very big factor. You know, a lot of these players may be new to the stage. New to the stage can affect you. We can see it on their faces. They're keeping it calm, cool, and collected. But ultimately, what's happening on the inside, in your heart, in your brain, in your soul, what really is chugging along and keeping your hype train, your internal hype train going. That is what I want to know for these teams today. But Rad's going to keep it Rad, Nova's going to do what they do, and that's how it's going to be. Let's see this amazing matchup. Let's see what could potentially be the final map, or do Nova bring it to a 1-to-1 series and we run it down on a third and final map after this. But let's see how it unfolds today. It is exciting. I'm curious to see what will turn out. We're going to go very soon into picks and bans. As we know, Nello is very excited to see picks and bans, because why? They can decide everything right then and there.
Yeah. I mean, the outcome of a battle, 50% of it comes from a successful ban pick phase, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that pretty much just decides the pre-battle success. So the team that has the better ban picks obviously is going to be able to enjoy a little bit more success when it comes to the team fight section, which happens in the gameplay, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right now, both teams are, I would say they are very strong in terms of firepower, in terms of being aggressive, the crossfire happening. You can see Naga versus Bobo, both are just equally as aggressive, right? And that one hit, that one elims, right, between the trade-offs, 1v1, that can pretty much just say, like, yeah, they have the mentality of a hunter.
Oh, yeah.
Right? But you sort of need the whole team to function together. And with that, I felt like, trust me, Rajaro is just so dependable in the front lines. And even when it comes to diving in, they're just so dependable. Whereas for Von XL, it's a more static Vanguard. Yesin's the only one that we kind of see rushing into the back lines, trying to push them forward. So that's the reason why I feel like Reds would have the advantage coming in. But Nova Esports, maybe they can surprise us. Like in this map, maybe Jeff. But if they play out Jeff on Bobo, they're gonna lose out because Red, they can have faith on Jeff, something else to counter Bobo's Jeff, and at the same time, their two duelists, Melio and Naga, can still continue to wreak havoc as the duelist main. And Bobo would pretty much have to leave the clickings, the clicking heads for Ooh. So that's going to be a lot of pressure coming in for the side of Nova Esports, and Uwu being the only duelist might also have to do a lot more, and I don't think that's going to be enough.
It won't be enough if you don't work with your team. I think ultimately that is the end of all matters there. You need to make sure you're working with your teammates, you're working to each other's strengths, and of course covering the weaknesses. You know, you can have your specialists, you can have your decisions, you can have all the above, but other teams have more than you. It's not a good day, so you need to ban them out. The question is, do they even have the knowledge or the means to be able to pick the right precise bans they need, you know? And there's always a chance the opposing team does let through something and let it slip and you get an advantage, but I wouldn't bank on those mistakes happening at this level of gameplay, at this stakes here at Marvel Rivals Ignite for the mid-season finals. The most minuscule of mistakes won't even happen now here. They are playing for quite a lot of prize money. We're talking $500,000 across the entire mid-season finals. It is exciting to see how it all unfolds. Very soon we're going into, of course, Symbiotic Surface Clinter is going to be on map very soon. We're going to find out very soon what the picks and bans are going to be. It'll be exciting to see what people roll out with. I can guarantee, without a shadow of a doubt, we're probably not seeing Human Torch.
Probably not. They're probably going to ban out, I mean, the usual suspects, right? Human Torch, Mantis, that's probably going to be it.
Gone.
Yeah. But honestly, I just feel like this is just all or nothing, right? This is the last stage. If they can get through this, they're pretty much going to be set for the a grand matchup, the play-ins tomorrow. Here, every single decision counts. Clem BB needs to make sure that his team is able to adapt well towards make the necessary changes that will allow them to counter Rad Esports. Whereas Rad Esports, they're just doing the thing. They're like, okay, you do this, we're just going to come back with this lineup pick. And so I feel like they are quicker in terms of decision making. But without further ado, I think Rad Esports ban out Nova Esports Vanguard, which is oh my god, they're gonna ban out the Magneto, right? That's gonna put a lot of trouble for Nova.
My days, this is what Nova did not want to encounter, losing Vongsul's Magneto. Okay, seems they do protect Loki though. Maybe that could be an option. Maybe Vongsul plays Loki, copies the enemy Magneto. There's always a way.
I don't think Vaughn's gonna do that. I mean, the next best option, probably Emma.
That's a good shot.
Emma and Psylocke would be a good combo, right?
Yeah, you can still get that team up active. You can still put in quite a lot of work. But what won't be putting in the work is that Wolverine potentially banned for Rad. Let's see if that's what they go through. Shutting down that Wolverine will definitely be a good decision. Curious to see how it all unfolds, to see the action impact. And there it is. So, Rad. Okay. Okay, facts are facts. Rad will not be able to play the Mantis, the Luna, the Human Torch, or the Wolverine, but they're going to protect Loki and Cloak and Dagger. And as for Nova Esports, they will not be able to play the Mantis, the Torch, the Magneto, and Emma, but they will be protecting themselves a nice Luna and a nice Loki, which means we might get to see, that's right, a double Loki matchup, which means we could see the fate of how many worlds? Three. Nope. 6, because it's both worlds. 3 times 2, that's 6. Because there is a Luna ban, which means we won't see 8 worlds, we'll see 6 though. But I saw Namor for a second, maybe. Nah, I must be, my eyes are tricking me. Nah, they're playing. Probably not. Listen, if I saw a Gamma Namor team up, I would be very happy. But curious to see how it all unfolds. These players are getting ready. Look how serious they look how pumped they are. Come on, fist bumps to each other, hype it up. This could be potentially your winning round, Rad. Let's see how they perform. If they take Nova out of the running, or does Nova represent that spirit and hold it down here? Yeah, Marvel Rivals Ignite. Let's get ready. We're going to Clinton.
Oh my god, they are going to insist on the Namor.
Is that a Hulk?
And there's a Penny as well.
Bruce Banner.
No Penny. No Penny. That's scared me for a little bit.
Okay, let's spice it up right now. Nova Esports bringing out the Bruce Banner. The Gamma team up has in effect with Bubba on the more. Now, this is what I've heard stories about. I know it's a bit unorthodox. I know it's not the current meta, but they are gonna bring it on what they bring best. Let's change it up. Let's spice it up. Let's see how it rolls. Rad's got the Punisher. Amelia with the pump action. It's gonna be big. Hulk jumping in, hovering up, making it happen, smashing around, doing what a Gamma beast does.
Yeah, exactly. You can see Yashin just trying to deal a bit of damage on the sidelines. Even though he has a lot of health, you can see that he doesn't recklessly rush into the heat of the battle. But right now, he's gonna fall into Melia's side. Bruce Banner is gonna be around. Oh my God! Yashin, Vaughn XL, they are gonna be the first two down. Bobo's gonna follow suit right after, and Red Esports, the first successful defense of a team fight.
And they're taking it, Red, capturing it, gonna get started up. And run it down and get that symbiote husk ready to roll.
Fast.
How fast? Look at the time bank. 5 minutes 30. My goodness, what a large time bank here on Symbiotic Surface for Rad right now. Milio on the assault rifle Punisher on the backlines, trying to make it work. Nagas on the Phoenix, trying to do it up and burn him up and fly to the high ground right now. Gonna meet with a Venom in the front lines, but he's gonna get the Bulwark shield from Rajara, which is gonna keep him sustained, allow him to stay in the fight. Just a bit longer. Venom dives in. That's right. Yexin goes in. Bobo's on the Panther?
Yeah,
Is that
Panther.
a Black Panther, the king of Wakanda?
Oh my God, they need royalty blood right here fighting for them. But Milio, oh my God, the Phoenix coming down!
Oh!
And that's gonna take level 1 Crook and Milio down. So signs of life by Nova Esports. Bobo taking
oh my
out
days! Oh my God! Double KO from Bobo, the Panther!
My
the assassin!
God.
The flash dash and gone are your strategists once again.
Yeah, that's why you have to fear the Black Panther, especially in this kind of map where you can just easily come in, do the double dash, and that's gonna be a problem for the backlines of Rat Esports. Look at Bobo going in, but the silence of the ultimate by Emma Frost, trust me, with the Cyanix seduction, but the fate of Wolf World is going to be executed thanks to level 1
Agamotto.
Ghost. Oh my God! That's gonna take out Ghost and Vaughn XL. Red Esports pushing forward strong, and they're gonna take out Yeshin, they're gonna take out Woo, and they are just clearing up shop at this point. Liger Clem's gonna go down.
Oh my days, they are definitely clearing up shop. You might as well close down the store. You might as well shut down the mall because they are going to the ball. That's right, they're gonna make it happen. They're gonna go and keep on dancing forward. That's right, Rad are here. They got the strats, they got ultimates after ultimates, and they managed to push Nova out once again. Nova trying to regroup for another defense. They do have the roar of the Panther ready to go in the next round. We're going to see if Bust is on their side.
They need a beautiful dash strike though. Okay, firing everyone up. Oh, they're going to take out the turrets almost instantly. Yeshin just trying to target focus, but he has to get out of there. His life is dangerously low. He's going to get sniped out of the air. What a play. Rat Esports like, no, you're not going to get out here alive. The action is going to continue 5v6, but look at Milio just being super aggressive.
Buff action!
Yeah, that one hit onto Bobo right there, and they are going to continue the advancement. But wait a minute, Nova Esports, they're going to come in and God of Mischief just copying the fate of both worlds. They're going to come in and trying to heal everyone as much as possible, but it does not deter Red Esports. They know the cooldown. They're going to come in, pushing it back. Vaughn XL is going to go down. Yes, it's going to go down. Double Vanguards out of sight. No one's defending the front lines of Nova Esports at all, Liger, and they are going to fall one by one. Everyone's gone.
There it is right there. Naga taking a climb. Boba falls as well. And that's Rad with a 4-minute time make already in the final section of the Symbiotic Surface right there. Clintar is being claimed by Rad. But Nova still have a couple ultimates ready and online. Maybe 1, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 4. If Vongsel can open that spectral door and bring down the Agamotto. Vongsel does have a lot of potential here to set up a nice Maelstrom of Madness if they can get the timing right on this Agamotto. Looks like they're pushing up now, trying to get the angle, trying to get the Maelstrom ready to go. They're going to get chunk slammed by the Emma. We're going to see the fate of both worlds. Jumping from Ghost to keep it sustained. Bubba's in the back line, straight into Bite Radio 2. The roar of Bust does them, but it doesn't enable them enough more than that. We're going to see the Punisher, Milio, hit the shred on the executioner right there. Taking out Voxel, taking out Uwu. Ghost falls as well. That's just me taking them out. That's 1 for 1 for 1 for Nova, each taking a piece of Red. And that's Red, sorry, taking a piece of Nova right there. That's how it's going to be. Naga takes out Bubba in the final section. This is it. Nova, you do have the Strange. Are you going to be able to portal to contest? Are you going to make it out of spawn? Red's holding it down. A few seconds left. A final chance to hold it. Jackson does have the freedom charge to be able to run like we're seeing Uwu on the Hawkeye. Landed shot after shot, but he's shielded off by blocked in Emma. We do see Jackson into freedom charge, rushing straight into the Loki clones. We're gonna see if it's gonna be enough time. Finally enough. Uwu gets a pick. Rogero falls, Voxel, Popo, Milio, trust me, they hold it down. Nova showing signs of life, and they hold the defense, and Rada push back into spawn.
My goodness, showing signs of life indeed. Nova Esports with that change onto the Hawkeye has definitely helped in dealing that damage output needed, but Rat Esports still has 2 minutes and 20 seconds to fight their way through. So Liger, a lot of time for Rat Esports, and even if they slip up this team fight, they still have time to fight back in the next one. So right now, Nova Esports cannot celebrate too early yet. They still have a lot of momentum going on for Rat Esports here, but Uwu, okay, trying to deal that headshots, but the Lantern is so much problem though.
There it is right there. The Sonic Seduction from Trust Me on the Armor Frost is going to be pulling them in, going to be pulling Nova Esports. They're going to have to burn out the Hawkeye for now. They're going to have the Dance of the Butterfly. We're taking the step over. He's going to be met with the Cloak and Dagger. Eternal Bond from Fate right there. Tomahawk Agamotto! It's big from Voxel! Master of Madness. The Phoenix goes straight for Loki. It's not going to be enough. A Meteor flies as well, but Loki gets out clemmed with the fancy footwork. Survives. Ooh, we're taken down by Rosario. The Punisher is shredding.
Oh
The Strange is down. Boba's down. Clem's down. Just Me takes one. There it is. The final fight. Do Nova have the chance to contest Foxes on the Strange? Will they be able to portal?
No.
It's not enough time, and Rad push to the end of Symbiotic Surface. They did have a massive time back that did get chucked down all the way to 1 minute 17. What a stellar defense, but it wasn't enough. But Rad do push it, and we're still in the match.
In record time as well, Liker, because look at how fast they were pushing it forward, and every single time Nova seemed like they have an answer to the advancements of Red Esports, they just continue shutting down Nova. And it just comes down. They cannot die. The defense, the iron formation in the very middle of the push, they could not go down. Even with the firepower of Hawkeye, right? And even with Bobo as well, it was just so hard to take anyone out. And not to mention that Punisher. That Punisher is a sin right there. He was just wreaking havoc. He was just dealing so much damage. He was just freely shooting out of his mind with his final judgment as well.
Let me tell you something about Punisher. Frank Castle, he puts in the work, I'll tell you that. That is exactly what I expected from Emilio. Absolute shredding. Once he saw the executioner was popped, okay, that final judgment. My days, it's absolutely stellar performance right there. Taking out Voxel. Voxel again is not in a comfortable position. Magneto banned out. Voxel on the Strange.
He wasn't comfortable, right?
I'd rather the Emma. Emma might be the better pick there.
Yeah. They would have been able to block out those advancements as well, right? But right now, Liger, we might be looking at the beginning of the end, because Nova Esports, they gotta push through all 3 points in order to bring it to an overtime. Bobo is gonna persist onto the Black Panther. You can hear the crowd support coming in with the shouts of support for the Chinese powerhouse right here, Nova Esports. But Uwu is already going to be taken out by Rajaro Melio as well. This Punisher is punishing Team Nova Esports right here, Liger.
Look at them both, Melio and Naga putting in the damage on the Bucky and the Punisher, putting in the work that you need when you're Rad right now. You need that firepower, as you said, Milo. Firepower might actually be the answer for a lot of these teams right now.
It's the answer to everything. Violence is.
Violence. In the video game, of course. That is why we're here playing some Marvel Rivals.
Exactly.
And Marvel Rivals Ignite in the mid-season finals. This is exactly what you want to see. Ghost out here on the new Lunar Snow skin, rocking it, represent. They're doing it up. We're feeling the swish. We're feeling the chance for Uwu on the hell. Melio almost put out. Smoke bombs out. Doesn't get caught. Jackson actually cleans out and catches Melio on the escape. Well-timed execution by the squad right there. Red did not see that one coming. Jackson's on the back line, going for the Loki clones, trying to get some information. Going to be able to push them off point. They do capture 1/3 of it so far. Red do seem to be on the back foot. Boba's on the skies and the Panther holding them down, trying to keep them busy, trying to keep them out of their damn time. But there it is. Eternal Bond drops from Fate. Fate of both everything. I was about to say it's Fate of both worlds. It's the fate of the Eternal Worlds. I'll tell you that when there's Fate on the clock and Dagger right now. Trust me taking out Uwu. The Strange is there with the Seraphim shield, trying to keep the team shielded up, trying to keep them sustained. That is exactly what you're from Voxel. And Trust Me is on the Emma holding shield, holding diamond form. Thrush taking out the cap and pushing them back. And Boba's pick by Rajaro. It looks like Rad do hold this defensive push from Nova for now, but
pushing
Nova
them
still,
back.
they still have 2 minutes. They still have 2 minutes.
Like they're pushing them back.
I don't even believe it. They're pushing them back. Red still has 1, 2, 3, potentially 5 ultimates ready for this next fight. Nova have all 6. My goodness.
I know, and you know the crazy fact was they pushed Doctor Strange so much to the back that he was already maxed out on the Maelstrom of Madness, right? He wasn't able to use the E at all because he was pushed back so to the back so much, and the heal would not have mattered at all at that point. But this is just Rad Esports shutting down Nova's front line so efficiently. They know the Magneto was going to be a problem, and when they ban it out, that's it. Look, they're moving forward.
There it is, 1 minute 25 for the Nova Esports. He's here. Milio from Milio takes to gonna keep shredding through. Yep, it's enough damage to take down Voxel. That's a double KO for the Punisher. Right there, Milio. And trust me on the hammer, pushing forward, hammer, arm after diamond, boom, kicks. And it's gonna be a tough one. 1 minute left for Nova Esports. This is 1 minute left for Nova to stay in Ignite today. This is their final chance. If Red hold this defense, Nilo, they are going in tomorrow. They are the top 8, one of the top 8 teams in Marvel Rivals Ignite starting off tomorrow. But of course, here we are still in the playing stage, and Nova have 40 seconds to hold it down and prove they deserve a shot. Can they hold it?
They're desperate right now. The Magic's going to be into play by Uwu right here. They know that they have to get rid of the back lines, and Magic can definitely shred the tanks in front as well. But right now, Fate has already taken out the Magic. It's 5v6, and even with the Fate of Both Worlds by Ghost, how long can they apply it? Because Rajaro has a Meteor M ready to execute. Is he going to land?
It's enough!
That's going to take him out.
Ghost taken down by the Meteor. Double KO from Rajaro right there, holding it down. That's Rad's defense. 10 seconds left for Nova. Yexin could run. Who is there to contest? There's not enough time. 5 seconds left. Does anybody make it?
Doctor
It's
Strange?
3, 2, 1, and you're done.
Gonna touch.
Rad are going to the top 8, and they make it through the playing stage.
My goodness, Rad Esports continuing their dominance with a 2-0 sweep against Nova Esports, and unfortunately sending Nova Esports as the second team going home. But Liger, that was just absolute cinema of a game, right? Because the firepower, they have no answer for the Punisher, and banning off Von XL's Vanguard, the Magneto, it just shuts them down.
It does indeed. I will say absolutely decimation when it came to that Magneto ban. That really did put Nova in a negative position. Again, versatility is important in Marvel Rivals. One tricks are amazing, specialists are amazing. No matter what you play, but it is interesting.
Yeah, this is one of the games where the Vanguards actually did so much final eliminations, right? Because Rajaro was just picking off the opponents left and right. And I swear, Uwu as well was just absolutely insane on the Punisher, but I have to give my hats off for Rajaro as well, because that guy, he was also dealing a lot of damage in front, at the sides, and picking them off. And not to mention, I don't even recall seeing them get eliminated at all. They were just there in the battlefield the entire time.
Yeah, absolute stellar performance. I honestly believe it. I think only a couple players on Rad only had 1 down. They were holding it down. They barely got taken down. That is a strong, strong performance on Symbiotic Service Clintar by Rad. And look at them. You know, we saw the sportsmanship earlier. They were shaking hands, of course, both teams. We love to see it. But Rad are your winners of the playing stage, the second winners. That's right. They're going to survive through, and they're going to make it tomorrow. They're going to be joining Envy. So there it is. We do know the 2 teams that are moving forward too.
Yeah, exactly.
Final 8.
Envy, Rad Esports, they're gonna wreak havoc in tomorrow's game as well, because with that performance, I think even the top 6 that were waiting in the later rounds, in the later days, I think they gotta be really impressed. Like, and for some, they might even feel the threat coming in. You know what I mean? Like, my God, we were not expecting this much of a firepower by either teams. But Envy, though, I gotta say, Envy, it's so hard to imagine how good the first and second are if the third place is already this good. You know what I mean? Not
It is,
what
it
I
is
mean.
crazy. I can't wait to meet the teams tomorrow. I can't wait to meet the other 6 teams we haven't seen yet. It is going to be exciting. So much to say. I mean, there are amazing, amazing results coming from today. We now have some information. We have some information about Envy and Rad. Again, Rad was a big name that people throw around. Envy as well. You know, honestly, both these teams have a lot of potential to, you know, show up and show out when it comes to taking on the top 6 from the other regions, the top seeds from, of course, the other regions of Marvel Rivals Ignite. But here we are. It is a culmination of all the best across the globe here for the mid-season finals. This is where it goes off. It goes down, and it's about to be a beautiful one for the rest of your weekly entertainment. That's right. Esports is back with Marvel Rivals, better than ever before.
Let's go.
It never left, but I always like to say it's back. We love comebacks. Isn't that a thing? Who doesn't love a good comeback?
Yeah,
We can go for one day and come back tomorrow. It's a comeback.
Exactly. And not to mention the insanely high prize pool as well. $500,000 for a single event.
$500,000 USD.
I know, and that's
Unreal.
only for one part of the tournament, because Ignite Stage 1, that's already 500,000. And then Stage 2, 500,000. This is also 500,000. A total of $3 million US.
3 million. US dollars.
You can buy a mansion.
To the
with it.
Australians out there, that's a good conversion rate.
You can buy a mansion.
Okay, can we buy Iron Man suit?
Iron Man suit. You probably gotta ring up the Tony Stark.
That might be 3 billion.
3 billion.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Listen,
with the nuclear power.
We'll call him up. We'll call him up. We'll call him up.
Yeah.
We'll get him on the line.
We can definitely afford his Audi R8.
Yeah, okay. There you go, teams.
All right, let's go.
Yep, the winning team will pull all their money and share one Audi R8.
Yeah, we're all Iron Mans.
Yeah, we'll all be Iron Man together. We'll borrow the car every week. Everyone gets a different weekend. That's how we're going to do it.
Exactly.
But what would I also want to mention, you know, performance from these teams today. Again, let's give a bit of love and a bit of respect to the 2 teams that unfortunately didn't make it through. GenG and Nova, so amazing players. So kind. It was nice to chat with them throughout the week.
Yeah.
They are the best out there in their region, and I can't wait to see them again on the stage. Because that's the thing, for some of these players, first time on stage.
First time on
It is
stage.
amazing. It is exciting to see them return. I just love when they come back and they're like, I was here before, I didn't make it through, I'm here to change that, I'm here to make it next time.
True.
But today, their page 1 has happened.
Yep.
Page 2, chapter 2 is for another day. But for now, let's continue the book of Marvel Rivals Ignite in the mid-season finals, because we got 8 teams very soon that we're going to find out more about. It's going to be exciting to see, but I believe we may have a cheeky interview soon as well. That'll be exciting to see.
Yeah.
We'll catch up with Cozy. That's going to be exciting.
Exactly. Cozy has been amazing as well. And the opportunity as well, not just to be here casting for this amazingly huge tournament, but to meet you as well, Liger. I mean, this connects people from across. Let's go.
From 2 different regions,
Let's
we
go.
come together.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all right. We've been casting Ignite for 2 months.
If you come to Malaysia, I'm gonna bring you around.
Oh yes, please come to Sydney as well.
All right, Sydney.
Let's go.
And you know what's the first thing people say when I go to Sydney? Welcome to Sydney. Everything's expensive.
Oh,
that's what the person told me, literally.
I don't have my wallet on me.
Exactly. But then we also get to meet amazing people, like just special shout outs to Dogman as well, God Moxie, Leg Day, and Iron Ship. Amazing. Thank you for the info as well. God Moxie, Godly Notes. I gotta say, Godly Notes, and thank you so much.
And Tetra tomorrow on the host. It's gonna be exciting to see.
Yeah,
the whole commentary talent team is amazing in Marvel Rivals Ignite. I can't wait for you to meet all of them. But again, to just recap, Red went 2-0 to Nova Esports. And the winning team was Fate, Melio, Level 1 Crook, Trust Me, Naga, and Rajaro. And they took down Nova Esports, who was Ghost, Voxel, Clamby, Yexen, Uwu, and Bobo. But that does mean that Melio put in the work. Honestly, you know, MVP could go between a couple of these players. Honestly, I'd give it to, you know, Rajaro stands out, Naga stands out.
I hope Rajaro gets it. Honestly, just a tribute to Vanguards. You know what I mean? Right.
Shout out to the Vanguard players out there, aka me. And
let's go.
Oh, it's level
Crook again.
It's level 4 Crook now. Come on, Crook, stop farming MVPs. Share with your team. Nah, you know what?
I think they're happy.
Absolute cinema, absolute earned. I would expect nothing less from a Loki player. You earned the 20k healing, getting so many KOs, 23 KOs, and still assisting the team, 30 assists. Final hits for 2, accuracy 62%. I would say for someone that can do a lot of suppression fire, a lot of spread damage, having 60% plus accuracy on Loki, that's actually massive.
Massive, exactly.
That's pure accuracy.
Yeah, and just we're gonna have a look at the replay as well. You can see Emilio and Naga just absolutely wrecking the battlefield. Level 1 Crook getting his fair share of action as well. But honestly, it was really a lot of the Punisher show. They should just probably call this the Punisher show.
Oh,
The Punisher show.
there's a couple seasons of that.
Oh, all right.
And there's some news about Frank Castle very soon. Hey, listen, hey, Marvel and Denny's have come together, to make this amazing game.
I know.
Let's get into the back rooms and let's talk. Let's bring a little bit of MCU love to the game. I mean, we're just seeing on our screen right now, Infinity War skin Captain America. Excellent, put it in the work on the Freedom Charge, still holding it down on Symbiote's surface. Even if it was a last-ditch effort, what do you expect from Captain America? You're gonna hold it down till the very end.
Yeah. This was a one-team fight that they won, right? This was
I believe so. This was a massive defense. The crowd roared for them, and honestly, I love that. I love when you still have breath in your lungs and you're still holding it down.
I know. And I just absolutely love it when the Final Judgment has been employed, right? Because it's like, you're locked in here with me, and he just goes berserk. And good job by the team as well, just keeping them alive, because the front lines was definitely there. That's why Emilio was able to use the whole duration. It was really smart, just banning out the Magneto straight off. Von XL was unable to counter Punisher at all.
Unbelievable. That's what you expect from Magneto. Putting in the work, putting in the power on. Punisher was there, Magneto was there, presence was there. Bans and picks mattered yet again.
I know.
If you're ticking boxes off at home, tick off the one that bans and picks do matter. They do, definitely. No matter the level of play, bans and picks do matter. And I will say, Black Panther was nice to see.
It was
new,
nice,
but I feel like a little too late.
Kinda.
Because it's still very strong. Yeah. You know what? Bringing that out early might have helped. Especially when we saw those rounds where there was maybe 3-4 strategists banned. Yeah. Bringing out the Panther early, what? Panther might be the answer to Adam.
I know.
Yeah.
But bringing it out that late into the game and just changing out certain characters, bringing in magic as well.
Yeah.
I felt like instead of being creative and something rehearsed, I felt it was more of a desperation pick at the very end.
Yeah.
I mean, they did try to fight back, right? Instead of just standing still and just choosing the exact same characters and not responding. I felt like that was a very valiant effort coming in, but honestly, I don't think that was ever enough. Especially if it's a desperation move to pull off, because I don't even recall ever seeing Uwu pulling off the magic, at least not in this
way too late. It would be nice to see magic. The limbo combination of Black Panther and magic is very effective when timed, when practiced, when initiated very early on, because it catches teams off guard. But when Rad was so confident after such a good defense, knowing one of the best feelings is knowing all we got to do is hold it down. We've already done the hard part. We've already pushed. All we got to do is prevent their push, and we win. No overtime congestion, nothing to worry about. They managed to make that happen, and they did secure themselves victory, and they did secure that victory alongside Envy going into the top 8. That is exactly what you want to see.
Yeah, I would definitely want to see more coming in from Rad Esports, and of course Envy, since they are the two teams that will be playing tomorrow in the play-ins.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, they definitely have something to celebrate at the moment tonight.
Oh yeah.
But as for GenG and of course Nova Esports, unfortunately this will be the end of the journey for them. But do show some love to both teams because they did play their heart out. Yeah, I mean, 1, 2, 3. All right, let's go. But right now we are going to head to the interview portion. So let's check it out.
Hello and welcome to the post-match interview, our last one of the day. We just saw Rad Esports eliminate Nova Esports in a tight battle 2-0. And I'm joined by the one, the only, Crook. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm really happy we won, and I hope we can keep the energy going for the main stage.
Absolutely. How does it feel going through this and being battle-tested in the play-in stage and then now going into the main stage? How does the team feel and yourself?
Well, I think the play-in stage was very tough. Envy had Nova being in it. GenG didn't show up that much, but that's okay. But I really think Nova is a really good team, and they tested us. They tested our ban theories. And luckily we came out on top, and it's just very nice to go through that.
Absolutely. I mean, we know what tomorrow looks like. Y'all will be going against Sentinels, and this is a team that just won the America Group stage. And so you handle business here. How does you and the team feel about going against them?
So Sentinels were nice enough to give us a warm-up today, and the warm-up went really well against them. So I'm kind of hyped to play against Sentinels tomorrow. And I think we have great chances because we've proven ourselves. Even against Envy, even though we lost, I think it was a very close loss, and I think we're up there at the top if we play correctly.
Love to hear it. Walk me through a little bit of y'all's pick ban phase and the process behind it with so many great teams that have access to tons of diverse comps. You know, they got rid of the res comp. They said they were going to go for that. Mantis at least was out for the last two matches. So walk me through what you and the team do.
So first it was kind of expected they would adapt with the Mantis ban because they don't want to run into Jeff as well. And Mantis is pretty good for the Jeff, so that's one part of it. And also we knew that they would adapt, so we started banning tanks on the second map, which they did not expect, right? We gave them all the supports they wanted, but then no Mag, no Emma, and that means it was really hard for them to play because they have a Frozen Strange and we have Punisher. And there's not much counterplay there. Very little margins of error you can make to win.
Absolutely. We knew we would keep the day off with razor-thin margins of error. And listen, Vanguard, once you remove those, it can be tough. It's cool to see each team do something different with their picks and bans. Finally, I know the people want to know tomorrow, main stage, is there going to be more Jeff? Are we going to see more Jeff the Baby Land Shark?
Definitely. If they give us the bans, we'll rock the Jeff.
Yeah, I'd love to hear it. Well, y'all, this was our last interview of today, and give it up for Crook here and Team Rad as we go into tomorrow. And we're going to go ahead and throw it back on over to the casters. Good job, buddy. Good job. Great answers. Great answers.